Start with the business you guys are in. Obviously, it's completely upside down. You know, the people, you saw what happened with Regal closing. Everybody's uncertain about what's going to happen with theaters, what's going to happen with live events and location-based entertainment. And, you know, I think there's two parts there. One is the short term. In the short term, it's a problem, right? Until we get a vaccine that people trust and then take, it's going to be very scary to go to theaters, particularly since, you know, theater attendance tends to go in both extremes of the demographic spectrum, right? Either people that are older that love to go to movies all the time, or people that are younger that go to the tentpole movies that come out. And in both cases, you know, maybe the younger kids were going, but they didn't go to see Tenet for the most part. And old folks that love to go to movies aren't going to the theaters because they're scared to death, literally. And so I don't think over the next 6-12 months, you're going to see a resurgence in theatrical at all. And that's going to have a lot of downstream effects. You know, now when we do that leads to part two. When we do get confident in a vaccine and comfortable, then I think there'll be a snapback where people want to get out of the house and do things. But by that time, I think the industry will be 180 degrees different than what it is today. There could be 30 to 50% fewer screens. And remember, it's not just about the theaters and what's going on. It's about the content companies as well. They, you know, to put a movie out, you're starting 1, 2, 3 years in advance to get it out, you know, and, you know, then a lot of those movies also had to stop production. And so that's a lot of sunk capital that's not getting covered by insurance. So you have these production studios in particular that are upside down as well, looking for different solutions. And so we saw it with Disney's Mulan and some others where, you know, they went straight to over the top, or they went straight to on demand, pay on demand. And I think you're going to see a lot more of that because things are going to streaming. Gen Z, you know, doesn't know what cable TV and satellite TV is. It's a complete, you know, mystery to them. You know, it's something
on demand.
It's kind of like when I was a kid, hearing my dad talk about 78 records. You know, you didn't know what you saw. I saw some in the garage, but I had no idea that people actually played those things. And that's what cable and satellite's going to look like, and going to look like to Gen Z over the next 10 years. And so they're not going to just dive in. And so that's going to lead all content to streaming. Streaming is going to be the digital gravity where all content is going. And all old school rules of distribution windows where it was theatrical and then maybe VOD and then DVD and then whatever, dead. DOA, no matter what the theaters try to do. Now that's going to put theaters in a very shaky position. And it's not that the production companies don't want theatrical releases and that consumers don't want to go to theaters. It's just that the economics aren't going to work over the next year. So it's not going to surprise me if Disney and Sony and others, as a lot of the theater chains really run into challenges, if they don't start buying them up so that they can be